Another of my habits you broke? My daily accounts. I'd write them down faithfully. 40 rupees for coffee, 100 rupees for petrol. Why keep accounts? You asked once. It's a good habit. You should know where you're spending your money and on what. What do you get from knowing that? I asked Baba the same question in the night. Baba's answer was so stupid. I felt a spurt of sympathy for I. That night, I went for a walk and ate a pan, and I did not write down how much I spent on it. Another first. We hit it off immediately. Neither of us liked the kind of girl who would sing syrupy light classical music, bhav geet, nor the kind of boy who would wear banyans with sleeves. There was another thing I didn't like: marriage, and the many relatives who made it their business to discuss the subject ad nauseum. You had no relatives. We would both have liked this moment. We knew that it would be ours one day. But it is now mine alone. When I woke up, my eyes opened peacefully. I felt the kind of peace you feel when you come in from a hot afternoon and pour cold water over your feet. When I opened my eyes, the day stretched before me, free of anxiety. When I opened my eyes, nothing was left of the night's anxieties. My eyelids floated up. To wake quietly from a deep sleep is a rare thing, and when it happens, you can almost imagine that the world had begun again, at least for a few seconds. Or so you said. Watching me wake up one day, you asked, "Why those frown lines? This look of pain?" Once when I watched you wake up, you had the same frown. You said, "When one gets up, there's a moment when everything looks odd and strange." I let it go at that. Today when I woke up, my eyes drifted open. I felt the kind of peace you feel when you come in from a hot afternoon and pour cold water over your feet. But when I was making coffee, a line inscribed itself on my forehead, and I began to think, why this peace? Shouldn't I be crying, throwing a tantrum, complaining to someone? Your stuff was all over the room. Cloth bags, easel, guitar, books, cassettes, camera, Walkman, rolled up canvases, and a book of pasta recipes. Baba had finished his 5th cup of tea. I was making the 6th. Asim was in bed. Anuja stopped the rickshaw at the door and got out, and, as is her wont, shouted 3 times, loudly, for change. Was that the first time you saw each other? When you took the 10-rupee note to her? Anuja shook your hand firmly, no doubt hurting your fingers. I introduced you over lunch. This is Anuja, Asim and Tanay's sister. In the next 2 years, how much did you find out about my sister? A girl whose idea of fun was a strenuous trek to a fort? Who grinds your fingers in a painful grip when she shakes your hand? Who snores a little in her sleep? Who listens with complete attention as if you were the last person in the world? But that's my Anuja. Who is your Anuja? When did you get to know her? How? And how could I have been so blind right up to the end? When you were giving Anuja the 10 rupees, I was up in the tower room picking up the shirt you had dropped, inhaling your scent from it. When you came up, I was looking through your albums. I hadn't even thought of it as an invasion of privacy. You came up behind me and put a hand on my shoulder and said quietly, "That was taken a couple of days before the accident." The last photo. My Marathi medium school had not taught us to say, "I'm sorry for your loss," at such moments.